Welcome to Wisdom and Wealth, your channel for timeless wisdom and practical prosperity. Are you ready to unlock your potential and live a richer, more meaningful life, especially during these demanding times for those over 40? In today's video, we're exploring 7 daily Buddhist practices that can transform your life. These aren't about radical change, but about cultivating a calmer, more intentional existence. If this resonates with you, please give this video a like and consider subscribing to the channel. We believe in the power of simple wisdom to unlock extraordinary lives. Every single day presents us with a subtle invitation to rise, not through forceful pressure, but through mindful presence. In the heart of Buddhist teachings, self-improvement transcends the mere pursuit of a flawless version of yourself. It's about awakening to the authentic you, the person who exists beneath the layers of daily noise and distraction. This awakening is an ongoing journey, a practice of gently guiding ourselves back to stillness, to a profound awareness, and to a life lived with conscious intention. It's not about reaching some far-off, unattainable ideal. It's about embracing the present moment and choosing to live it with purpose and clarity. You don't need to completely overhaul your life in one dramatic move. True, lasting transformation often unfolds in subtle ways, in the way you greet the dawn each morning, in the quiet choices you make when no one else is observing, and in the quality of the thoughts you nurture and allow to grow. Growth along this path isn't characterized by loud pronouncements or sweeping gestures. Instead, it emerges from deliberate action, from gentle self-compassion, and from the quiet, unwavering power of intention. If you've ever felt a deep longing to improve your life, not by adding more tasks to your already crowded schedule, but by focusing on what truly holds significance, these 7 daily practices are designed to serve as your guides, illuminating the way forward. One mindful breath, one considered decision, one intentional step at a time, is all it takes to begin. First, let's discuss building a morning that builds you. The way you choose to begin your morning sets the tone and shapes the unfolding of your entire day. In Buddhist wisdom, the first thoughts, actions, and feelings that you experience upon waking act as powerful seeds, influencing everything that follows. Like tending a garden, what you plant in that first hour will invariably grow and blossom throughout the remainder of your day. This is a crucial principle for those of us navigating the complexities of midlife and beyond. If you wake up feeling rushed, immediately reaching for your phone to check notifications, and diving headfirst into the stresses of the day, you're essentially allowing the outside world to dictate the state of your mind before you've even had the opportunity to center yourself. As a result, you're likely to move through the day feeling overwhelmed, scattered, and disconnected from your deeper sense of purpose. We all know this feeling far too well. This is why creating a conscious morning routine is so vital. If you're enjoying this deep dive into practical wisdom, please like this video and subscribe to the Wisdom and Wealth channel for more valuable insights. Instead, consider treating your morning as a sacred space, a dedicated time to build yourself from the inside out. Begin by waking up slowly, allowing your eyes to gently adjust to the light. Let your breath come naturally and deeply, filling your lungs and calming your nervous system. Sit quietly in silence, even if just for a minute or two, and listen to the whispers of your own inner voice. Take notice of how you feel physically, mentally, and emotionally. This brief pause provides you with the power to respond to life with greater intention, rather than merely reacting to its demands. Then, gently move your body in some way. You don't need an intense workout, just a few stretches, a leisurely walk, or a few simple yoga poses. Movement awakens your energy and helps to reconnect your mind with your body. After that, feed your mind with something meaningful, such as reading a few pages from a spiritual book, listening to peaceful music, journaling your thoughts, or reciting a short prayer or affirmation. These seemingly small acts nourish your inner world before the demands of the outer world begin to encroach. Think of your morning routine like laying the very first brick in a foundation. If that first brick is placed with care and precision, the rest of the structure will be strong and stable. A mindful morning doesn't have to be lengthy or complicated. What truly matters is that it is intentional. Don't construct a morning that leaves you feeling drained, distracted, or disoriented. Instead, Build a morning that fills you with clarity, calm, and a quiet sense of inner power. In Buddhist teachings, right intention leads to right action. When you create a morning that supports your soul, your actions throughout the day become more focused, peaceful, and purposeful. That's how you truly improve, not by chasing after time, but by starting each day from a place of centered strength. In today's fast-paced world, most people wake up and immediately feel overwhelmed by everything they believe they need to do. Their minds jump erratically from one task to another: emails, messages, deadlines, goals, errands, and expectations. It's like trying to juggle 50 balls all at once. No wonder so many people feel scattered, exhausted, and unfocused before their day has even truly begun. But Buddhism teaches us to simplify the mind. There's a concept called ekaggata, which translates to one-pointedness or single-minded focus. Instead of attempting to do everything at once, commit to doing one thing with your full, undivided attention. Instead of starting your day with chaos, begin it with clarity. If you're ready to embrace this clarity, be sure to like this video and subscribe to Wisdom and Wealth for more enlightening content. Ask yourself, what is one intention I want to carry with me today? Not 10 ambitious goals, not a never-ending checklist, just one powerful, meaningful intention. It could be something simple, like, today, I will remain calm, or, today, I will speak kindly, or, today, I will focus on finishing one task with complete attention. When you choose one intention and hold it close to your heart, it becomes like a compass, guiding you throughout the day. It keeps you on track when distractions arise, helping you to say no to what doesn't truly matter and yes to what does. This one intention doesn't mean you won't do other things, rather, it gives your actions direction and depth. Imagine walking through a dense forest with no discernible path versus walking with a clear, well-worn trail right in front of you. That's the power of a single, focused intention. It clears the mental noise and imbues your energy with purpose. When you set too many goals at once, your mind becomes divided and scattered. You might get a little bit done in many different directions, but not enough to experience a real sense of progress. But when you set one clear intention, you channel all your energy like a focused beam of light. You move forward with purpose instead of pressure, and you begin to feel aligned, not just busy. So, instead of trying to conquer everything today, pause and ask yourself, what one thing truly matters? Then, let that be your guiding light. One strong intention can accomplish more than 50 scattered tasks. Now, let's move on to our third practice: break the pattern, don't break yourself. And be sure to subscribe and like to the channel. There are times in life when we feel stuck, trapped in the same routines, overwhelmed by the same thoughts, and reacting to life in the same old ways. We start waking up feeling tired, moving through the day with low energy, repeating habits that don't serve us, and ending the day feeling frustrated or unfulfilled. When this happens, many people blame themselves. They think they're lazy, weak, or broken. But the truth is, you're not broken, your patterns are. Buddhist wisdom teaches us that suffering arises from unconscious habits. We keep doing the same things and expecting different results. But growth doesn't come from self-punishment, it comes from awareness. When you feel stuck or unhappy, the solution isn't to push harder or beat yourself up. It's to gently break the pattern that's holding you down. For example, if you always start your day by scrolling through your phone, try sitting in silence instead. If you always react with anger, try pausing to breathe before responding. If you always fill your schedule with tasks, try doing less with more presence. These small interruptions in your usual behavior are powerful. They create space for something new to emerge, space for peace, clarity, and choice. In Buddhism, this idea connects to pratyaya samutpada, or dependent origination. It means everything arises because of something else. Your anxiety, your habits, your reactions, they are not random. They are the result of patterns that you can interrupt and reshape. You are not stuck forever, but you do need to recognize the loop you're in. Breaking a pattern doesn't require drastic change, it requires conscious change. One small shift in how you speak, move, think, or respond can lead to a new cycle, one that supports your growth instead of sabotaging it. And when that new pattern becomes your normal, you rise without force. You evolve without self-harm. So the next time you feel like you're losing control, don't turn against yourself. Don't try to break yourself in order to change. Instead, step back, observe, breathe, ask, what pattern am I in? And how can I gently break it today? You'll be amazed how a small change in your rhythm can create a big change in your reality. In modern life, we're taught to measure everything by time: how many hours we work, how many minutes we meditate, how quickly we respond, how long something takes. But Buddhism teaches a deeper truth: time is not the most important thing, energy is. You can spend all day working on something and make very little progress. Or you can be fully present and focused for just 1 hour and get more done than you thought possible. Think about it. Have you ever had a day where you had so much time, but you still couldn't focus? You kept scrolling, procrastinating, or getting distracted. And have you ever had a short window of time where you were fully energized and did something amazing? That's the difference between managing your time and managing your energy. In Buddhism, presence is everything. The more present and aware you are, the more powerful your energy becomes. If you are always exhausted, stressed, or distracted, even 8 hours won't help you grow. But if you take care of your energy, if you listen to your body, calm your mind, and protect your focus, then even a short period of effort can lead to real transformation. Start by paying attention to how your energy moves throughout the day. When do you feel most alive and clear? For some, it's early in the morning; for others, it might be mid-afternoon or late at night. Notice the rhythms of your energy and work with them, not against them. Use your high-energy times to do your most important work or your deepest thinking. Use your low-energy times to rest, reflect, or move gently. Also, look at what drains your energy. Is it certain people, environments, or habits? Is it trying to do too much at once? You may think you're being productive, but if your energy is scattered, you're not really growing, you're just busy. And being busy doesn't always mean being better. Buddhism encourages us to protect our inner peace, to guard our attention like it's sacred, because it is. So, stop trying to squeeze more hours into your day. Instead, ask, where is my energy right now? Focus on tasks that match your current state. If you're calm and focused, go deep; if you're tired, pause and recover. This is how you align with life instead of forcing it. When you learn to track your energy instead of just your time, you'll find that you get more done, feel more fulfilled, and grow faster, not by rushing, but by aligning. It's not about how long you work, it's about how deeply you show up in the moment. That's the Buddhist way to upgrade your life moment by moment, breath by breath, with full awareness and care. One of the most overlooked truths in personal growth is this: your environment shapes your mind more than you realize. You can have the best intentions, the strongest goals, and the deepest desire to change, but if you are surrounded by chaos, noise, distractions, or toxic influences, your progress will constantly be pulled backward. Make sure to like and subscribe to the channel for more daily doses of enlightenment. Buddhism teaches us that everything arises in dependence. Our thoughts, feelings, and behaviors are not born in isolation, they are deeply connected to what surrounds us. Just as a flower needs the right soil, light, and air to bloom, your personal growth needs the right environment to take root. Take a moment to look around you physically, mentally, emotionally. What fills your space? Is your room cluttered with objects you don't use or need? Are you constantly bombarded with notifications, news, or noise that stress you out? Are the people in your life supportive and peaceful, or do they constantly complain, gossip, and pull you into negativity? Your environment is not just what's outside of you. It's what enters you through your senses, through your energy, through your habits. Buddhist monks live in temples designed for stillness, clean lines, open spaces, minimal possessions. Everything around them is built to reflect clarity and intention. But you don't need to live in a monastery to benefit from this wisdom. You can begin with small, powerful changes. Clean your space, not just for the sake of being tidy, but as a way of telling your mind, this is a place of peace, this is where I grow. Get rid of things that no longer serve your life. Physical clutter creates mental clutter, and the more space you clear, the more clarity you gain. Next, take an honest look at the digital world you live in. How many hours do you lose scrolling through meaningless content? How often do you check your phone when you're bored or anxious? Each time you do, you reinforce a pattern of distraction. Buddhism teaches mindfulness, being fully aware of what you're doing and why. Audit your apps. Silence your notifications. Create tech-free spaces in your home where your attention can rest. Your focus is sacred, don't let it be stolen by things that offer nothing in return. Now go deeper. Audit the emotional environment you're living in. Who do you spend time with? Do they uplift you or drain you? Do they inspire you or keep you stuck in the same story? Sometimes growth means making difficult decisions like creating distance from people who constantly bring negativity, even if they're close to you. Buddhism is not about judgment, it's about compassion with clarity. You can love someone and still recognize that their energy is not right for your journey right now. Audit your internal environment. What thoughts do you feed yourself daily? Are you kind to yourself, or are you constantly criticizing, doubting, and belittling yourself? Your inner world is part of your environment, too. If your mind is filled with fear, self-hate, or limiting beliefs, you won't move forward no matter how much you try. Start speaking to yourself with more kindness, more truth, more patience. Your self-talk creates the mental atmosphere in which all your actions grow. This practice of auditing your environment without mercy is not about being harsh. It's about being honest. You can't build a better life on top of chaos, you must create space for peace. You must protect your energy like your life depends on it, because it does. Every distraction, every toxic voice, every piece of clutter is a weight on your growth. Let it go. Your surroundings matter, your space matters, your energy matters. If you want to rise higher, remove what keeps pulling you down. Be ruthless in what you allow into your life, not because you're cold, but because you're committed. You're not just decorating a room, you're designing a reality where your best self can breathe, expand, and thrive. So ask yourself now, what in my environment is not helping me become who I want to be? Then begin piece by piece, moment by moment to clear the way. You don't need perfection. You need intention, clean space, quiet mind, supportive people, and the courage to choose peace over comfort. This is how you rise. Not through pressure, but through alignment. Not through willpower alone, but through creating a world around you that pulls you forward naturally. Clean the soil. Protect the seed. Let your life bloom. Now let's move on to the next topic on our journey to wisdom and wealth. But first, please remember to give the channel a thumbs up by clicking the like button, and if you haven't yet, subscribe and join our awesome community. When people hear the word discipline, they often think of something harsh, something rigid, controlling, or unpleasant. Many associate it with punishment, restriction, or self-denial. But in Buddhist philosophy, discipline, known as sila, is something entirely different. It's not about forcing yourself to live under strict rules, it's about lovingly guiding your life with intention. It's about honoring yourself enough to make choices that protect your peace, sharpen your mind, and support your deepest values. Imagine this. If you truly loved yourself, wouldn't you want to take care of your body, your mind, your time, and your energy? Wouldn't you want to make choices that help you grow stronger, clearer, and more free? That is what discipline really is. It's not a prison, it's a form of self-respect. In Buddhism, discipline is one of the foundations of the Eightfold Path. It's seen not as something that limits you, but as something that sets you free from chaos. Without discipline, your desires take over, your impulses lead the way. You keep chasing quick pleasure and end up with long-term pain. But when you bring discipline into your daily life, not as a punishment, but as a practice, you begin to feel in control, calm, aligned. So, how do you turn discipline into your love language? You start by changing your mindset. Stop thinking of discipline as something you have to do, start seeing it as something you get to do. You get to wake up early and move your body, not because you hate yourself, but because you love the strength it gives you. You get to eat mindfully, not to deprive yourself, but to nourish the only body you'll ever have. You get to say no to distractions, not because you're boring, but because your time and attention are precious. Think of someone you love deeply. You do anything to protect their well-being, right? Now, imagine directing that same devotion toward yourself. That's discipline, waking up early, meditating, journaling, setting boundaries, going to sleep on time, saying no to temptations that lead nowhere. These are not restrictions, these are declarations of self-love. And remember, discipline doesn't have to mean perfection. In fact, rigid perfectionism often leads to burnout and shame. Buddhist discipline is about balance. It's about showing up for yourself consistently, not flawlessly. You're allowed to fall off track. What matters is that you return gently, patiently, with compassion. Like a parent guiding a child, you bring yourself back, not with anger, but with care. Over time, this way of living becomes second nature. You begin to enjoy the feeling of waking up with purpose. You start to crave the stillness of meditation, the clarity of structure, the freedom of being in control of your choices. What once felt like discipline now feels like peace, like joy, like strength. This is how true transformation happens, not by punishing yourself into change, but by loving yourself into alignment. You begin to build rituals that support your evolution. You develop the ability to say no when it matters and yes to what truly serves you. You stop chasing easy pleasure and start building deep satisfaction. So the next time you think of discipline, don't see it as something cold or rigid. See it as an act of devotion to your highest self. Let it be your love language, the way you say every day, I care about my life, I care about my mind, I care about my future. Because when discipline comes from love, it doesn't feel like control, it feels like freedom. And in that freedom, you'll discover a version of yourself that is clear, powerful, and unstoppable, not because you're forcing life to obey you, but because you finally learn to live in harmony with your truest values. Discipline is not what you do to escape yourself, it's what you practice to come home to who you truly are. Now that we've reached the final practice, please hit the like and subscribe button, so that we can get started. In our busy, always-on world, it's become normal to collapse into bed at night with a cluttered mind and an anxious heart. We scroll through our phones, distract ourselves, or fall asleep thinking about everything that went wrong. Then we wake up and do it all over again, rushing through life without ever stopping to ask a simple, powerful question: what did I learn today? But Buddhist teachings remind us that reflection isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. It's the mirror that shows us who we're becoming. Without reflection, there's no real growth. We move through life reacting to everything but learning nothing. But when we take just a few quiet minutes before bed to sit in stillness and honestly look at our day, we give ourselves something even more valuable than sleep: awareness. To reflect before you rest means to pause and look inward with curiosity and kindness. Ask yourself, how did I show up today? Don't judge, just notice. Was I patient or reactive? Did I move with purpose or simply go through the motions? What energized me? What drained me? What did I do well? And what might I do differently tomorrow? These gentle questions open the door to deeper self-awareness, and self-awareness is where all meaningful change begins. Buddhism teaches that we're not just passengers in life, we are the creators of our experience through our thoughts, actions, and habits. When you take time to reflect before you rest, you begin to see how your actions shape your emotions. You start to notice patterns, like how skipping your meditation made you feel more tense or how a kind word to a stranger lifted your mood. These small insights lead to quiet, lasting growth. Reflection is also a way to let go. Many of us carry the weight of the day into our sleep. We replay awkward conversations, regrets, or mistakes. We judge ourselves harshly or get stuck wishing things had gone differently. But when you reflect with intention, you begin to release. You forgive yourself. You thank the day for what it taught you, even if the lesson was hard. You breathe out the tension and make room for rest. In Buddhism, this is part of mindful closure, ending the day with grace instead of guilt. And reflection doesn't have to be complicated. You don't need a fancy journal or a long ritual, just a few quiet moments. Sit or lie down. Close your eyes. Take a few deep breaths. Gently replay your day like a calm, kind observer. Smile at the moments you're proud of. Acknowledge the ones that challenged you. Then set a simple intention for tomorrow. It could be something like, I will listen more, or I will slow down. Let that intention rest in your heart as you drift off to sleep. Over time, this small nightly habit becomes a powerful anchor. You'll start to notice your days feel more connected. You'll become more thoughtful, more aware, more grounded. You'll stop repeating the same patterns, not because you're forcing change, but because you're becoming more mindful. And from mindfulness, everything begins to shift. Many people chase growth by doing more, reading more books, setting more goals, chasing more success. But Buddhism teaches that real growth often happens in stillness, in quiet observation, in simply sitting with yourself and being honest about your day. There is deep wisdom in that. When you reflect before you rest, you plant the seeds of tomorrow's clarity. You end the day not in chaos, but in calm, and you remind yourself that every day holds a lesson if you're willing to listen. So tonight, before you lay your head down, give yourself the gift of reflection. Don't just fall into sleep, fall into awareness. Let your day speak to you one last time, and as you close your eyes, release what no longer serves you and hold on to what helps you grow. This is how true evolution begins, not by rushing into the next day, but by learning from the one you just lived. Rest becomes deeper, growth feels more natural, and life, one day at a time, becomes a practice in mindfulness, presence, and purpose. Getting better every day isn't about chasing perfection or overwhelming yourself with big goals, it's about starting a quiet revolution within. It's about small, steady changes that align you with clarity, discipline, presence, and intention. Buddhism reminds us that true transformation doesn't come from dramatic events, but from the everyday choices we make with awareness. When you begin your morning in a way that nourishes you, you set the tone for peace. When you choose one clear intention, you give your energy direction. When you break harmful patterns with compassion, you begin to change your future. When you track your energy instead of your time, you start living in alignment with your true nature. When you clear your space inside and out, you create room for focus and freedom. When you treat discipline as an act of self-respect, you gain control over your mind. And when you reflect before you rest, you end the day with wisdom instead of worry. These aren't just habits, they are sacred practices, quiet acts of self-respect. Each one brings you closer to the person you're meant to be, not through pressure, but through alignment. So begin where you are with one breath, one step, one choice. The journey isn't about becoming someone else, it's about returning to your true self, more awake, more alive than ever. Thank you for walking this path with us. May your days be mindful, may your growth be peaceful, and may you continue to rise quietly, gently, and powerfully. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like and subscribe to Wisdom and Wealth for more content to help you cultivate a richer, more meaningful life.